Have you ever wondered if the stories we hear about tragic events are just the tip of the iceberg? Could there be deeper forces at play that we don't know about? On Wednesday morning, the town of Winder, Georgia, was rocked by a mass shooting at Apalachee High School. But are we being told the whole story? Let's dive deep into what we know and explore the chilling possibilities that might lurk beneath the surface. Setting the scene. On what seemed like an ordinary Wednesday, life at Apalachee High School took a deadly turn. At approximately 10:20 a.m., the peaceful hallways of the school became the scene of a terrifying mass shooting. 4 lives were lost, 2 14-year-old students and 2 teachers, with 9 others wounded. The suspect, a 14-year-old student, Colt Gray. While the headlines report the shocking event, the eerie timeline and the details emerging from the investigation leave us with more questions than answers. The timeline of events, a closer look. Let's take a closer look at the timeline of the events. Colt Gray left his classroom at the beginning of Algebra 1, around 9:45 a.m. What exactly happened in those 35 minutes before the first reports of gunfire? Witnesses say Colt knocked on the door to return, but when another student noticed the weapon, they refused to open the door. But how did Colt manage to carry an AR-15 style rifle unnoticed through the school? Was there more to this than meets the eye? Law enforcement says they're still investigating how the weapon made it into the school, and this is where things get even more perplexing. Unanswered questions and the weapon mystery. Authorities continue to dig into the weapon used in the shooting. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation is still piecing together the timeline and the logistics. But what if Colt wasn't acting alone? Could there have been a larger plan in place, and Colt was merely a pawn? After all, authorities had received phone threats earlier in the morning, warning of multiple school shootings. Was this a coincidence, or a sign of a coordinated attack? The role of the FBI. Were the signs missed? 1 year prior, Colt Gray and his father were questioned by law enforcement after anonymous tips warned about Colt making online threats to commit a school shooting. Despite these warnings, the FBI and the Jackson County Sheriff's Office found no probable cause to arrest him at the time. Now, we must ask, could more have been done to prevent this tragedy? The FBI cleared him last year, yet here we are today, mourning the lives lost. Were there failures in the system that allowed this to happen? Victims and heroes, the human side of the tragedy. 4 people lost their lives that day. Mason Schermerhorn and Christian Angulo, both just 14 years old, along with teachers Richard Aspinwall and Christina Erimi. These were ordinary people in an ordinary town, whose lives were suddenly and violently taken. But amidst the darkness, there were heroes too. The faculty and law enforcement on the scene acted quickly, preventing the tragedy from escalating further. The school's protocols saved lives, but the question remains, could this whole situation have been avoided? The community response, acts of kindness amidst the horror. In the hours after the shooting, the community around Apalachee High School rallied in the face of tragedy. Neighbors set up tables filled with water, sports drinks, and snacks for the families and students walking home from the lockdown. It was a small but powerful gesture of solidarity. Yet, as the town grieved, they too were left with the same haunting question. How did this happen in our backyard? Could something bigger be at play here? Exploring the possibilities, a chilling conspiracy. This shooting, though horrific, raises uncomfortable questions about the deeper forces at play. Could Colt Gray have been influenced by something darker? Was this more than just a tragic event carried out by a troubled teenager? The online threats received last year, the warning calls to law enforcement, and the eerily coordinated timing of the shooting beg the question, was Colt truly acting alone? Could there be more behind this tragedy than we're being told? What do you think? Wrapping up, the aftermath and moving forward. In the days following the shooting, schools in the county were shut down for the week, and the investigation continues to unfold. Colt Gray has been charged with murder and will be tried as an adult. But what does that mean for the community, for the families of the victims, and for our broader society? The world may never know exactly why this tragedy happened, but we must keep asking questions, demanding answers, and seeking justice for the lives lost. Final thoughts, leaving viewers with a question. As we close this chapter, we leave you with a question. What will it take to stop these tragic events from happening again? Is it stricter laws, better mental health support, or something else entirely? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Stay safe, stay informed, and keep questioning the world around you. Like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world.